Welcome back, anime fans, to another episode of Ghost in the Cloud, your anime podcast, where each week we discuss a different anime, movie, or show. My name is John, and with me is Bridget.
Hey!
On today's episode, we are discussing the anime ReZero, Starting Life in Another World.
Woo!
But before we get into it, as we do every week, we're going to start with some anime news.
Alright, so first up, Silverlink's original television anime series 2CAR will premiere at ATX on October 7th. And 2CAR tells the story of two girls who enter the world of competitive motorcycle sidecar racing, which I think is a really different plot for anime.
I'm actually quite
right?
intrigued
Like
about
it just sounds so, it's refreshingly different. So the anime is set on Miyake Island, a small and sparsely populated island that lies nearly 200 kilometers, which is like 120 miles south of central Tokyo, but still within the borders of Tokyo metropolis. So it sounds cute.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too, because like you get a lot of the typical sort of like magic and
magic, or a high
and
school student has an issue, and it always starts.
This is interesting.
Different, very different.
I'm definitely interested. Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy Galaxy Rush is a new manga based on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy films. It became available on Dina's free manga box app on Wednesday. New chapters are debuting every Wednesday, and unfortunately, it's only in Japan right now and in Japanese, but hopefully, since Marvel does a lot of their work in the States, it will come here eventually. I'm looking forward to it, but yeah, it's gonna follow sort of a side story of the Guardians of the Galaxy characters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm freaking a Marvel anime. I need to...
Who doesn't like that
I need
idea?
to see that, yeah. Alright, so last in news we have Atlas held a live stream event last Thursday that focused on its newly formed Studio Zero division. It began the live stream with Trisha, the Midnight Venus, a character from Atlas's Catherine game. I was a big fan of the Catherine game.
I never played it, but I did hear a lot of good things.
I played it, and it had alternate endings depending on the choices you made in the game, and I did all of them, and it was pretty awesome. I was a big fan of it. It was very anime style. If you haven't played it, you should look into it, and I think you would enjoy it. But from the event, it appears that Atlas is working on a follow-up to Catherine that focuses on Trisha as the main character instead of the other dude, and yeah, it sounds interesting.
All right, well, that's it for news this week. On to Word of the Week.
Sorry.
Let's redo that because she was sipping some
liqueur.
Natural mango essence, sparkling water, crooks.
It's delicious. I
I'm
can't help
leaving
it.
this in because I feel like it, and I'm going to talk like this for the rest of
LaCroix.
the show.
I can't not drink it. So, word of the week is restart, which is very appropriate for this anime, and in Japanese it is Sakido.
It's such a nice sounding word, Sakido.
It sounds pretty epic.
It does. It has a nice roll off the tongue, you know?
Sakido.
You can make it sound sexy. Sakido.
Sakido.
All right, so spoiler warning for ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. It is based off a manga. It's an adaptation of the light novel series written by Teppei Nagatsuki and illustrated by Shinichiro Otsuka.
Close enough. The series, the anime series, produced 25 episodes and premiered back in April 4th, 2016. It's still a baby anime.
Yeah, it's still new, and it's actually we watched this not too long ago, and I was pretty enthralled with it. It's pretty good. So, real quick, the synopsis starts with a high school student, Natsuki Subaru. He's on his way home from a convenience store one evening when he finds himself magically transported to another world. As he's lost and confused in the new world, where he doesn't even understand left from right, the only person to reach out to him is this beautiful girl with silver hair. Determined to repay her somehow for saving him from his own despair, Subaru, I love the fact that his name is Subaru, agrees to help the girl find something she's looking for. Now, this is a very tight synopsis. It doesn't give anything away, and I don't think we're going to be giving a whole lot away either, because this is a relatively new anime.
Yeah.
But just in case, we did do our spoiler warning up front. So some of the themes are magical society, understanding how to sort of adapt to a new world. Like, he has to start over. Like, he's a high school student, and he essentially has to start over from, like, infancy. He has to learn the language. He has to learn how the society works.
Yeah, they had a different writing system, so he had to learn learn how to read again, and there's like these humanoid creatures that, you know, they act like people and they dress like people, but there's like completely different species there amongst the people. It's like, it's very different.
And he gets in over his head pretty quickly.
Instantly. That's when he finds out that he wasn't just transported to this world, that there's something going on with him. If he dies...
Which happens a bit. It's one of the themes of the show.
He dies a whole lot. Each time he dies, he's brought back to, not necessarily the beginning of that day, but he kind of calls them checkpoints, like save points. Like,
yeah, in a
he
video
refers to his time in this like alternate world as like a video game. He's like, oh, I must have reached a checkpoint because I'm not waking up in the beginning when I first got here anymore.
So he's transported to this new world by magic.
Yeah, which is not explained.
It's not explained, and there's this magical force that's also allowing him to sort of do these restarts, hence our word of the week. He can't even tell people about it, because anytime he tries to tell someone about it...
He feels like, and even it visually shows this like dark hand, like gripping and squeezing in his heart, like it's gonna... squish it.
Yeah, so like he can't even explain it to people. But this is essentially how he goes about understanding the world. He'll die over and over again. But every time he dies, he retains his memories.
Yeah.
So although he's reset, he's now reliving the conversations. Maybe he takes a step. Maybe he makes a left instead of a right. And then his day doesn't go the same way.
Right.
And it's interesting watching the character sort of understand this as well as adapt to it and how he uses it to his advantage later on.
Yeah, this show reminded me a lot of the movie Groundhog Day. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I think maybe it's a little darker version.
Like really the plot is really nothing like it, but honestly, like it just reminded me of it because the guy would die so many different ways, and each day he would wake up, the day would start over again, and he knew everything that was going to happen, and it just reminded me of it. But yeah, so Subaru, he just from past mistakes, he knows he slowly gets ahead further and further each day, or, each restart.
Well, in the beginning he doesn't, and he doesn't quite understand what's happening, or the fact that no one understands what's happening to him.
They just hint that the whatever powers like bring him back from the dead each day, and I mean, it's got to be something really powerful because they're not just bringing him back, they're going back in time, but that's the same force that brought him into this world.
As we said, he's this high school student. He's kind of a nobody.
Yeah, he's like the average Joe.
And even in this world, he's still a nobody. The truth is, like, I can't imagine him being extraordinarily popular in the real world because he seems like a character who's kind of babyish. Like, he doesn't understand. In my opinion, I don't really like this character. I don't think this character is the reason the show moves forward. Personally.
Yeah, like it's usually a bold move when a writer makes the main character not likable.
Yeah, and this character, you could easily say he's not likable. I mean,
he's a little
for the most part, his heart is in the right place. He wants to do the right thing, but he's also incredibly selfish, like in the very beginning, and it takes him a long time to grow out of that.
Yeah, like he develops this love for Amelia, and he wants to like repay her for helping him in the beginning, but the problem is, when she helped him, he died soon after that. So really, in his timeline, she never actually helped him. She doesn't remember helping him because that day it started over again and then something else happens, right? So all this time he's trying to help her and trying to like be there for her to like repay this debt he feels he has, that she honestly has no idea what he's talking about because she doesn't remember it ever happening. He's the only one that remembers what happened after a day is reset after he dies. Nobody else remembers. So Amelia's just like, I don't even know what you're repaying me for. I didn't do anything. And he can't tell her.
She kind of just thinks he's like a weirdo. But like, he's a little crazy. He's a nice weirdo.
But some people don't trust him because he seems pretty odd, and that makes him suspicious. So the development of the side characters like Rem is pretty amazing, and how this relationship does like a complete like 180 flip. Rem starts out as the one who kills him a couple of times. She completely suspects him as being a spy and trying to murder Amelia or just, exploit her. And she is this adorable girl, a twin, that has this giant, mace that she swings around or...
So before we go any further, Amelia is sort of the heroine of the story. She's the other main character. Well, one of the two, I guess, heroines, you could say. Mm-hmm. And the story focuses on Subaru's sort of attraction to her and his drive to help her. For whatever reason, he has this innate drive within him that he has to be there for Amelia.
Yeah.
Amelia is this very sweet, sort of innocent girl, but she is plagued to a degree by the way she looks, because she looks like someone in that world, an evil witch in that world that you never really see.
Yeah, lived long ago. That was a witch, and Amelia is half...
Well, she's half elf.
She's half elf, and the witch was an elf. So that's what it was. And she also had the silver hair, same complexion and everything.
So while Amelia's trying to also make her own mark on the world, you have Subaru kind of scurrying after a lost puppy.
Yeah.
Thinking he's helping when most of the time he's
really not.
So you get the interaction between them, and there's other characters that get introduced, like Ram, Beatrice. You meet characters like Felt, Puck. Oh yeah, Puck. Can't forget Puck. And Roswell, who they all end up staying, Subaru ends up meeting all these people and staying at Roswell's castle, right?
Yeah.
So this is how he begins to learn how the world works, because they think he's a strange but maybe important fellow.
Yeah.
And the relationship starts to build at that point.
The twin maids that work for Roswell and Amelia are pretty adorable. I really love these characters. I've seen online a lot of people cosplaying them. And just these two twins, one with pink hair and one with baby blue hair. Rem, the one with the blue hair, is she becomes a huge character. It's just, how she starts out with this. I mean, they both start out just kind of feeling him out, working with him a little bit. And Subaru, all he asks is that he could work as staff in the castle, just to help. That's immediate, makes him just a complete suspect. You can ask for anything, and you wanna work here with us. Something's up. And Rem ends up killing him a couple times, and he had to learn the hard way and come back to life and work his butt off trying to earn the trust of Rem and Ram. So that became a big thing because the people that he likes so much are constantly killing him, which is, it's most unfortunate.
Rem might be my favorite female character.
Puck is my favorite character.
Okay, Puck can be your favorite character. Rem might be my favorite female character in any anime I've watched.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say that. She's complex, she's fun, she's a badass, and she's adorable.
Yeah.
She's just straight up adorable. There are a lot of great characters in this show.
I really like the background story they give you of these twins, Rem and Ram, where there are demons in this world, and when they're born, they are born with two horns. Usually, if twins are born, the power that would have been in one demon are instead divided in two, and they each get one horn, but usually it's considered the best to just kill the babies and not let them live. And this family didn't. They decided to keep them even though it was frowned upon.
And Rem doesn't really have any magic whatsoever. She has sort of her physical skill, while Ram is the one who has all the magical ability.
Right. So it started out where Ram was so crazy powerful that she was more of a danger to herself and others, and it got to the point where they broke off her horn, making her powerless of anything she had. So now Rem works her butt off to try to live up to the image that was her other sister. It's nice that Rem still looks up to her. She still works really hard because of her sister. But yeah, I really thought that was really interesting, the demonology and the
and what's interesting? Rem and Ram are very similar in many aspects. They look nearly identical.
Except for the hair and the eyes.
They have a lot of sort of similar drives. like what keeps them going and what makes them try to strive and like the way they do things. But I really don't like Ram at all. Like, I adore Rem. Not a big fan of Ram.
Yeah, they really did a great job with their personalities to like make them so different, even though they look almost identical. It's like they did a great job. And then my other favorite character. So Puck, he looks like a gray and white little kitty cat, but
Amelia's familiar, so like he's bound
magical.
to her. Yes, he's magical. He can talk and do terrible things if he wishes.
And he can.
And he's there to protect Amelia.
Yeah, all he cares about is Amelia, and he's pretty adorable. And really, you don't see him do like a whole lot. Like, you see him use his magic to help in certain situations, but he's kind of limited. He can only work a few hours a day before he's exhausted and he has to like disappear. But you see him like grow into like human size for a little bit. I feel like his involvement in the show is like a support character, not too big, but he's just adorable. And then there was this one scene in this one episode in the anime where you realize like how powerful he is, and he's like pretty awesome. And you didn't know it all this time.
Well, you knew he had something up his sleeve.
You knew he was magical, but like apparently he's this like mountain-sized demonic wolf, and he has the power, if he wishes, to just end the world. Like, he is just, like, limitless in power. It was really creepy, like, details omitted, what happened in that scene. But right before Subaru dies for, like, the millionth time, he's just like, holy crap, this is what Puck really looks like. And it was just, like, an awestruck moment. And I was just like, Puck is awesome.
There are a variety of really great characters in this show. There are some cookie-cutter characters, but for the most part, everyone has their own unique personality, their own unique skills.
Yeah.
You get another really fun character, Beatrice. She is essentially the magic keeper in the House of Roswell.
Yes.
And she is not a fan of Subaru.
I like how she picks on him.
She's this tiny little girl with these crazy long blonde pigtails. And she is incredibly powerful. And she just picks on Subaru all the time. And it's a nice little dynamic, but like she also has no patience for him whatsoever.
And she like adores Puck. She loves like petting him. So it's really
it's
cute.
very funny. You get your typical bad guys. You have Elsa, who is your first bad guy. And I think this character is more to show off Subaru's restart ability than anything, because she does kill him a few times, and she also kills the character a few times, who starts off as like the first person he really meets, who he really interacts with. She goes away for a while, and then she ends up coming back as like a bigger character. And the way the show ends off, there's potential for a lot more.
But I think Elsa, really, like you said, was really just there to get the show rolling and to show how Subaru's restart works. Otherwise, like, really, she was just there trying to assassinate Amelia and steal things and all that bad stuff.
So there is this society, it's medieval in many aspects, and there's this sort of overarching evil, this witch that people only really refer to in name. There's a cult that follows her and does evil things in her name. One of the main bad guy throughout the show is Betelgeuse. That's not how you say it, but I don't really...
It's Beetlejuice.
Is it Beetlejuice?
That's not how they pronounce it in Japanese, but with the spelling, like here, it would be pronounced Beetlejuice, but... And
he is this psychopath.
Yeah, they say like Betelgeuse,
Psychopath. He is just insane. The way he looks, the way he acts, everything about him.
I need to get out of my system. I find him to be the most annoying, disliked villain that I've ever seen in anime. I didn't fear him. I didn't think he was evil. I just thought he was annoying, and like it just like I want a more epic, badass villain. I just could not stand him.
The thing is, though, like he is incredibly powerful, and it takes them multiple times to like really kill this guy, which they do. Spoiler. In order to do so, it's got to be like 30 times at this point that Subaru's reset, and he's created new allies, and every time the plan's changing. I actually think he's a surprisingly good villain, because you need that villain who all he wants is chaos.
I just thought that he didn't look scary. He didn't really...
No, he didn't look scary.
He didn't act intimidating. He was more like just crazy and annoying. I just feel like what he was doing as far as the show goes, it was great and all good, but I just didn't like the character himself.
No, that's fair. They could have made him cool looking. They could have made his...
He looks like, I don't know, he looks like a zombie Beatles. Like, he looks like one of the members of the Beatles with this outdated hairdo, except green and skeletal and disgusting. And he bites his fingernails so much that they bleed.
He bites his fingers. Yeah.
He bites his, like, practically biting his fingers off. It's just absolutely disgusting habits that I just got tired of watching. But otherwise, I think that was my only complaint of the show. And it's like, you know, by the end of the season that he's gone. He's one of those, like, just like one season characters, whereas the big plot, the big villain, I don't even know if it's really a villain, is this witch's power that everybody fears. I think that's like the real end game for the show. I mean, the show, what we know so far is, it's not over. There's a lot of things still not explained, which is, why is Subaru in this world? Why was he pulled to this world, this average Joe guy? And obviously he was brought there probably to help Amelia. I would think that this witch power that brought him there, he's helping somebody who happens to be half elvish and strikingly resembles this witch that seems to be bringing him there. Like, it's just too much of a coincidence to keep bringing him back from the dead. Like, obviously he's there to do something very specific.
You find out Subaru does have some magical ability, and it's like a type of magic that's very rare and very difficult to control. So I wonder if the restart ability is her, or is it or if it's him, because she has the ability to kill, to hurt him. But I wonder if the restart thing is out of her control potentially. I'm curious, but they don't really explain it very much.
Yeah. So apparently, everyone in this world, they had, like you said, has some kind of magic ability. So it's not like he had magic back on Earth, but because he's in this new magic world, he, you got to watch him as he discover what kind of magic he has, and they kind of helped him practice with it a little bit, but it's not like he had it before. He kind of just had to discover it now that he's in this world. So yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that's his power, and in the future he's reaching back and guiding himself. That'd be really cool. That'd be a big twist. I mean, the fact that we know that creepy witch hand is the one that's controlling him, not sharing his secret, and it's the power that brought him there. So who knows? I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to the next season of the show.
Do we have any idea when it's coming? Because I hope
I haven't heard anything yet. So
well, get out there, people. Complain. Get going.
If anyone knows a thing,
I want to see
about
more Rem.
The show. If a little inside scoop about when this is coming out, I want to know, and I want to know now. But
so there's a big debate online of whether you're a fan, whether you are Team Rem or Team Amelia. I'm totally
Rem.
Team Rem.
I'm Team Rem because Amelia, as wonderful and sweet as she is,
and she's cool. She's got these
awesome
powers.
But she just doesn't appreciate Subaru at all. And even though Subaru is kind of
she also doesn't quite understand what
she doesn't understand him at all. And whereas Rem sees him for who he is, and she just
still appreciates.
She loves him. She loves him exactly
makes
the way he is,
sense.
And all.
He's
I know.
not deserving of it. He's kind of
not at all.
an idiot, and he's, in my opinion, rather unlikable. I mean, there are things about him that make you root for him.
Yes,
but
he has this good moment.
I'd be surprised for him to be the favorite character of anyone in this show.
Yeah, no, he we were saying earlier, he's not really a likable character Team Rem. Some of my favorite cosplays for the show out there was the Rem costumes. Yay! There was a lot of people dressing up as Rem.
One of the other characters I'd like to talk about is Wilhelm von Austria. He's this old fellow, this butler, and you get a history of him and how he married this master swordsman of
that was a sad story.
This knight guild that exists to protect the realm.
Yeah,
and he is such a badass, and he's
for a grandpa.
He's
very
so
badass.
Cool. He's very prim and proper, and I was just they should just make a show about this guy.
They could. I mean, right now he's just a glorified butler. He still has his fighting ability, ready to go, which you get to see against the White Whale.
Another big sort of story arc in the show. There's this, I think what they refer to them as May Beasts.
Yes.
They're these creatures that draw on this dark power, and they're sort of mutated versions of what we have in our real world. So you get mutated maybe wolves, and they're just these evil things that are magically like written. So there's this thing called the whale, right?
Yeah, the white whale.
The white whale, and it's this monstrous maybeast.
And it's not in the water,
fly.
It's in the air.
Yeah, it doesn't it's not in the water, and it has this terrible power.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of backstory about Wilhelm, and there are some really sad moments because of this creature.
Yeah, I mean, you find out that his wife had died fighting this creature. But
so the white whale has this sort of strange ability on top of the fact that it's monstrous. It has incredible strength. It can sort of spew forth this magical fog that has the ability to, if engulfed someone, erase them from history.
Yeah, like you'll never remember even.
Yeah, no one remembers except for Subaru. Subaru can somehow retain the memories. I think that's because he's outside of the world.
Maybe because he came back from the dead and had to remember things that never happened.
But like you get some sad moments with that. It's so worth checking out.
Yeah, it has a lot going for it, and it's only one season in. What? So it's got its whole life ahead of it, and we're really looking forward to the next seasons to come. But I felt like even though it's only a year old, only one season in, it just has a lot of material in it to where we're talking about, and I feel like you really should get out there and watch it if you haven't already. Go Pup.
So guys, you could find this anime on Crunchyroll. I hope we didn't spoil too much about it.
I don't think so.
It's new, so I hope we didn't. It's really worth checking out. It's fun. You'll probably hate the main character a little bit. I'd love to know if you're Team Rem or Team Amelia. Because Team Rem all the way. For this week's Cosplay Corner, we found someone on Twitter cosplaying as Felix, another character from the show, which we didn't really touch on. She's this sort of humanoid cat creature, and she's one of the knights. Well, you think it's a she. Or I should say he.
There was male and female ones, but there was like a whole race, a whole clan of them that helped like fight against the white whale, and they had the tail and the cat ears and the fur, but they like stands and had to build the people.
And they have their own special abilities. Felix, I believe, is a healer. Silly Starflower at Silly Starflower. She cosplays as Felix, and it looks really great. Now we found a lot of people dressed as Ram.
Ram and Rem, like really great, but I feel like
this. The main character, so we wanted to put a little highlight on Felix, who's not a huge character, but it was just the costume was really well done, like the outfit, and it was just a more like thought out costume because everyone else just goes for the main characters. And as the crazy cat lady here, I just have to reach out to the one who dressed up as the cat girl. So boy,
so the character is a boy, but I mean it's a girl dressed up as a boy dressed up as a girl.
Definitely worth checking out. It was really fun, really quick. After maybe episode 10 or so, it really picks up. And it's fun animation. It's got a fun theme. The world it creates is really fun.
I've
the action is awesome.
I've had the opening song stuck in my head for a week. It is so catchy. It's really good though. And it's just like the imagery, like the animation, like during the opening song. It's good. It's really catchy. I really enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to be talking about an older comedy. And where was it? Early 2000s, right? Love Hina, which it was one of the shows I watched when I only first started getting into anime. So rewatching it again has been really enjoyable for me.
Yeah, this is my first time watching it, and it is a joy. It's really not normally my type of anime, but it's quite fun.
Yeah, so definitely check that out with us next week.
And let us know which team you're on. Team Rem?
Team Rem. So you can contact us by email at gitcanime@gmail.com. Questions, comments, or concerns. And we're always on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Just look for GITC Anime. Of course, our episodes are always up on SoundCloud and iTunes, and we would love reviews, honest, and we're always looking to improve our podcast, so feedback is always appreciated. And then, of course, we have our Patreon. We would love the support on Patreon. The more Patreon followers we'll get, the more awesome rewards that we'll add, and there's some pretty cool ones up there. Kickstarter already, so go check it out. GITanime on Patreon.
I would like to point out that Bridget is an artist, and if you're interested in one of our higher tiers, which we're going to be putting up shortly, she is willing to make you into an anime character.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of where she's going to do us first, and that'll be our new logo.
So redo our logo.
Looking forward to it, but let us know if you're interested in that, and let us know if you have any comments. We'd love to know how to improve the show.
Awesome. See you guys next week.
Bye.
No.